going on, Jerome's? So, ad nauseum, I've talked about how I'm a quasi-USC fan and a big Caleb Williams fan and supporter. So, kind of annoying when Williams ended up with the crooked Chicago Bears, and if he pans out, have to face him twice a year. It's no bueno. But the Vikings do face Caleb for the first time in his NFL career on Sunday at Soldier Field. And, of course, the Bears having a little bit of dysfunction lately, and the offensive line ain't great. Caleb hasn't been very good last 4 games. And, of course, rookie quarterback, bad offensive line. Should be yum time for Brian Flores and company. But, I don't know, just don't sleep on Caleb. Like, I've seen him do so many damn Houdini things. It's just ridiculous. Also, I will say that he was way better in 2022 with Jordan Addison. I'm not saying, just saying. Future connection. Hey, Caleb, after you bust out with the Bears, you want to come be J.J. McCarthy's backup? We'll go from there. Of course, all the draft talk of, Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, and, of course, J.J. McCarthy. Also, Bo Nix. I guess we could fit him on the graphic. I guess we have to give him his flowers now. But with Caleb, like we said, last 4 games haven't been great. Hasn't thrown a touchdown. He's completing around 55% of his passes last 4 games. But there was a stretch there in the middle of the Bears schedule where they're looking good. They're 4-2, and Caleb in a 4-game stretch threw a fistful of touchdowns, and everything looked hunky-dory and good to go. But then you remembered, okay, that was when the Rams defense was really banged up, and then same thing with the Panthers, and then Jacksonville, of course, was just Jacksonville, right? But, of course, the Vikings scored 12 points and no touchdowns against Jacksonville. But not saying, just saying, right? But it does seem like, progress isn't linear. I still think that Caleb is going to develop into a damn good quarterback in this game. Although, we've said before, I think that within 4 years, maybe 5 years, Williams will either be a top 3 quarterback or he'll just be out. Like, there isn't a scenario where he's just an average quarterback. Like, it's never going to happen. Like, there isn't a spot where Caleb Williams turns into Jimmy Garoppolo or Tyrod Taylor. That's just impossible. That's just never going to happen. But what does Caleb bring to the table? High variance. And as we said, this could either be a beatdown and a feather in the cap for Flores' defense, or Caleb could do wizardry stuff. And off-script plays, that's going to be key. And the Vikings, they probably just can't line up and tee off. You have to maintain gap discipline. You have to keep him in the pocket when you can. Caleb is, got to give him respect. He is a quick processor of things. Maybe not so much breaking down coverages, especially with what Flores is going to throw at him. But he knows what he doesn't know and will be able to get out of things very quickly. And also, the play is never dead, right? So it is Mahomes adjacent, the whole pulling things out of his arse, throwing left-handed, and just doing insane things. Also, it's not what you expect. Like, he's not overly careless with the football, too. You would expect a rookie, especially given his gunslinger mentality, his Goonies never say die mentality, to turn the ball over quite a bit. He only has 5 interceptions on the season, and also he's 19th in the NFL in turnover-worthy play percentage at 2.1%. So he's in the top 10 in terms of not giving away now. But ball security could be an issue as well, but he is building up a nice chemistry with fellow first-round pick Rome Odunze, so it's some of the Vikings have to watch. And I feel like the big body outside the number receiver like Rome, I think that could be an issue for the Vikings cornerback room. So it's going to be a big-time day for Gilly, Shaq, and Murph. Also, he's a bit different of a quarterback under pressure. Now, of course, back at USC, when Caleb would face pressure, especially since the USC offensive line wasn't great over the last couple of years, he would just run backwards and just run around like Seneca Wallace type stuff. Now, you can do that in college. You cannot do that in the NFL. I think he's starting to find that out, but his quarterback rating does drop 32 points when he is under duress, plus 3 of his 5 interceptions have come when he's moving off the spot. And also, he will try too hard, and that's the crux too, where especially when they're in a game, I feel like you saw this at USC, where the USC's defense was also not very good, right? But he in a spot where he felt like he had to win a shootout every single week, like, he will press the envelope, and sometimes you get great results, sometimes you don't, right? And that's something to note for the Vikings, where this isn't going to be a spot where he's just going to roll over and die. it is going to be a spot where he could be trying to push the envelope a little bit too hard, and maybe the Vikings can crack that a little bit and get a couple of turnovers, which would be fantastic. And also, conversely, he could easily win this game by himself. And I've seen him do some bat bleep insane Superman type stuff, and he was the number 1 overall pick for a reason. He is seen by the draftniks as a generational prospect for a reason, and there's something the Vikings have to watch out for. Like, it is on the road. It is at Soldier Field. It is a division game. And the Bears, they've been dormant the last month and in hibernation, but they could wake their ass up really quick. So you can't just take this one for granted. Now, I fully expect that Flores is going to be prepared. I think that this Vikings defense, they definitely, they don't look ahead. They don't look down on opponents. Oh, the defense anyway. So they're going to be prepared, but I mean, they got to be ready. And I still have some trepidation. Like, I still fully expect the Bears to screw up Caleb Williams. But what if they don't? What if the one time out of 100 they don't screw up their quarterback and he still turns into a generational quarterback prospect? If he still turns into his era's Patrick Mahomes, even though we're still in the Mahomes era. That's what scares me, and that's what sucks, because we'd have to face him twice a year. But we'll get the first little preview on Sunday. But your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings face number 1 overall pick Caleb Williams for the first time on Sunday at Soldier Field. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You know what to do. Skull production value.